Hello there, and welcome to the Peaceful Sleep Channel. I'm so glad your journey has led you here tonight. Perhaps the day was long filled with noise and hurry, or perhaps your mind is simply looking for a quiet harbor to rest in for a while. Whatever has brought you to this moment, know that you are in the right place. There is nothing you need to do now but rest. Nothing to solve, nothing to hold on to. Just allow your body to soften your breath, to find its own slow, gentle rhythm, and your thoughts to drift like clouds across a vast evening sky. Tonight, we're not running from the storm. We are drifting into its quiet heart. We are going to explore one of nature's most beautiful and misunderstood phenomena, lightning. We often think of it as a sudden violent tear in the fabric of the sky, a loud interruption. But what if we saw it differently? What if we understood it not as an act of power, but as an act of balance? A quiet connection, a gentle release, a bridge of light built in a fraction of a second between the heavens and the earth. Tonight, we will learn to see the stillness behind the spark, the silence that holds the light. We will drift through the slow gathering of energy, the delicate branching of its path, and the peaceful equilibrium that follows. Some of what you hear may be new and surprising. Other parts may simply float by, soft and distant, like the rumble of a storm, far, far away. And that's perfectly fine. Your only task is to listen, to relax, and to let the story carry you where you need to go. If these gentle explorations bring you peace and help you find rest, consider softly tapping the like button and subscribing. It helps other sleepy souls find their way to our quiet corner of the world. But for now, just let your eyes close gently if they haven't already. Feel the weight of your body being held safe and supported. And let's begin. The story of lightning does not begin with a flash, but with a whisper. It begins high above the earth, inside the soft, churning world of a cloud. A cloud is not just a uniform puff of white. It is a bustling, living city of moisture and air, where countless tiny droplets of water and delicate crystals of ice are in constant motion. They rise on warm updrafts, carried from the sun-warmed earth below, and then they fall, pulled by gravity, only to be lifted again. In this slow, silent dance, they brush against each other. They collide. They pass in the gray light. And with every touch, a tiny, almost imperceptible exchange takes place. It is the same kind of exchange that happens when you shuffle your feet across a carpet on a dry day, a tiny spark of static electricity. But inside a cloud, this happens billions upon billions of times every second. As the smaller, lighter ice crystals are lifted higher into the cloud, they tend to carry with them a positive charge. The larger, heavier water droplets and hailstones, as they fall or hover in the lower parts of the cloud, gather a negative charge. Slowly, patiently, the cloud begins to sort itself out. It becomes a great celestial battery, storing a quiet, immense tension. The top of the cloud glows with a positive potential, while the bottom grows heavy with a negative one. There is no sound to this process, no grand announcement. It is a slow, methodical gathering, a separation of energies that happens in the high, cold silence of the atmosphere. The world below knows nothing of this quiet imbalance building in the sky. The forest floor remains still. The ocean's surface reflects the darkening sky. The city lights begin to glow, unaware of the vast electrical potential taking shape miles above. This period of charge separation can last for a long time, the cloud drifting peacefully, holding its energy in a state of beautiful, unresolved tension. It is a held breath, a moment of profound potential energy, waiting for the right conditions to be released. And in this waiting, there is a kind of peace, the peace of a system moving slowly toward equilibrium. As the negative charge at the bottom of the cloud grows stronger, it begins to influence the world below. The surface of the earth in response becomes positively charged. The ground beneath the storm, the trees, the fields, the rooftops, the surface of a quiet lake begins to answer the cloud's call. An invisible field of electrical potential now connects the sky and the ground, a silent pull between two opposite forces. Still, nothing has happened that our eyes can see. The world remains in a state of quiet anticipation. The air grows heavy, the light grows dim, but the great exchange has not yet begun. Then, when the tension becomes too great for the air to hold, the journey begins. But it does not begin with a single, brilliant bolt. It begins with something far more delicate, more hesitant. From the base of the cloud, a channel of ionized air, a small, tentative feeler of energy begins to reach downward. This is called a stepped leader, and it does not travel in a straight line. It moves in short, staggered steps, each one about the length of a football field. It will move for a fraction of a second, pause, and then change direction, feeling its way through the air, seeking the path of least resistance. Imagine a river delta forming in the sky, but in reverse. A great river of potential branching out, splitting into smaller and smaller tributaries, searching for a connection to the ground. Or picture the roots of a great tree growing not from the soil up, but from the heavens, down its delicate, invisible tendrils, feeling their way through the darkness. This stepped leader is almost invisible to the human eye. It carries a relatively small electrical current and glows only faintly. It is the quiet question that the cloud asks of the earth. As it descends, it paints an intricate branching pattern against the sky, a map of its journey that will only be illuminated in a moment's time. Each step is a decision, a choice made by physics as the leader navigates the complex landscape of the atmosphere. This descent is a slow and careful process, relatively speaking. It is a search, not a strike. A quiet exploration through the insulating air, creating a pathway, a channel, a bridge yet to be completed. As this hesitant messenger gets closer to the ground, the positive charge on the surface begins to respond more eagerly. From tall objects, a treetop, a church steeple, the top of a grassy hill, small channels of positive energy begin to reach upward. These are called upward streamers. They are the Earth's silent answer to the sky's question. They rise only a few hundred feet, reaching up like open hands, waiting to connect with the descending leader. They too are faint, almost invisible, a final quiet gesture before the great connection is made. There can be many of these streamers rising from different points on the ground, each one offering a potential pathway. And then it happens, the moment of connection. When one of the downward branching fingers of the stepped leader meets one of the upward reaching streamers from the ground, the bridge is complete. A continuous channel of ionized air now links the cloud and the earth. And in that instant, the main event occurs. But it is not what most people think. The brilliant flash we see as lightning is not the bolt traveling down. It is the return stroke traveling up. Once the connection is made, a massive surge of positive charge from the earth rushes upward through the channel, neutralizing the negative charge that is built up in the cloud. This upward rush of energy is incredibly powerful and incredibly bright. It travels at nearly 1/3 the speed of light, and it is this return stroke that we perceive as the brilliant, dazzling flash of lightning. It illuminates the path that the stepped leader so carefully and quietly carved through the air just moments before. The intricate branching pattern of the leader is suddenly lit up from below like a photograph being developed in an instant. What we are seeing is not the descent of power, but the ascent of resolution. We are watching the earth and the sky balance their accounts. The flash is so bright because the return stroke heats the air in the channel to a temperature of over 50,000 degrees Fahrenheit, 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun. This superheated air expands explosively, creating the sound wave that we will later hear as thunder. But for now, in this moment, there is only the silent, brilliant light, a tree made of pure energy, its roots on the earth, and its branches in the clouds, existing for only a fraction of a second. Sometimes after the initial return stroke, other leaders can travel down the same path, triggering subsequent flashes that can make the bolt appear to flicker. But it is that first powerful upward rush that defines the experience of lightning. It is a moment of perfect, beautiful symmetry. The quiet branching question from the sky, and the bright, powerful answer from the earth. And then, just as quickly as it appeared, it is gone. The channel of light vanishes. The energy is discharged. The imbalance is resolved. And what is left behind is a profound stillness. The sky is dark again. The clouds drift on. The tension has been released. The air for a moment feels cleaner, calmer. The world returns to its quiet state, waiting. In that moment of balance, there is a deep and resonant peace. So when you see a flash of lightning, or even when you just imagine one now as you lie here, ready for sleep, try to see it in this new way. Do not see it as a sudden act of violence. See it as a slow, graceful process of connection. Think of the quiet gathering of charge in the high, cold clouds. Think of the delicate branching leader, feeling its way step by step through the air. Think of the ground reaching up in a silent, hopeful gesture. And think of the final flash, not as a strike, but as an embrace. A luminous, fleeting bridge that makes the sky and the earth one for just a moment. It is a spark of stillness, a silent testament to the universe's endless, gentle drive toward balance. And in that balance, there is a deep and soothing rest. And so the light has faded. The bridge between the cloud and the earth has vanished, leaving behind only the memory of its brief, brilliant existence. The sky is dark once more, and a deep stillness settles over the world. But the story of that single flash is not quite over. It has left behind an echo, a message that is traveling through the air towards you. It is the sound we call thunder. And like the lightning that gave it birth, thunder is not an expression of anger or violence. It is simply the air's response to a sudden, incredible warmth. It is the whisper that follows the light. When the return stroke of lightning rushes upward from the earth to the cloud, it heats the narrow channel of air to an astonishing temperature over 50,000 degrees Fahrenheit. This happens in a fraction of a second. The air, which was calm and cool just a moment before, is suddenly hotter than the surface of the sun. Molecules in that channel, superheated in an instant, expand outward with incredible force. They push against the surrounding air, creating a shock wave that radiates away from the lightning channel in all directions. This shock wave is the very origin of thunder. It is not the sound of the lightning, but the sound of the air being moved by the lightning's heat. Imagine dropping a single pebble into a vast, still pond. Ripples spread out from the point of impact, silent and graceful, traveling across the water's surface. The shock wave of thunder is like that, but in 3 dimensions. A ripple, not of water, but of air pressure expanding outward through the atmosphere. At its source, near the lightning channel itself, this shock wave is powerful and sharp. But as it travels, it begins to change. It softens, it stretches, it transforms from a single sharp crack into the long rolling rumble that we so often associate with a distant storm. The reason thunder rumbles is because of the shape and distance of the lightning bolt. A bolt of lightning is not a single point in the sky. It is a long, branching channel that can stretch for miles. Every single inch of that channel is producing its own shockwave at the same instant. But you, the listener, are not in the same location as every part of that channel. Sound from the closest part of the bolt will reach your ears first. Sound from the parts of the channel that are farther away will take longer to arrive. Picture that long, glowing channel once more hanging in the sky. Imagine the sound leaving every point along its length at the same time, traveling toward you. The sound from the bottom of the bolt, closest to the ground, might reach you in just a few seconds. But the sound from the very top of the bolt, miles higher in the cloud, might take many more seconds to complete its journey. The result is not a single instantaneous sound, but a continuous stream of sound stretched out over time. This is the origin of the rumble. You are hearing the different parts of the single lightning flash, one after another, arriving at your ears in a long, drawn-out sequence. The sound is also shaped by the world it travels through. As the shockwave moves, it reflects off the hills, the valleys, the buildings, and even the different layers of air in the atmosphere. Each reflection creates an echo, a faint copy of the original sound that arrives a little later from a slightly different direction. All of these echoes blend together, softening the sharp edges of the sound, turning a single explosive event into a complex, multi-layered symphony. The rumble of thunder is the sound of the landscape itself, participating in the story of the storm, adding its own voice to the echo of the light. And this is why no 2 thunderclaps ever sound exactly the same. Each one is a unique acoustic fingerprint of a specific lightning bolt and the specific piece of the world through which its sound has traveled. A bolt that is close and vertical might produce a sharp, sudden crack as the sound from its entire length reaches you at nearly the same moment. But a bolt that is far away, or one that stretches horizontally across the sky, will create a long, low, rumbling groan that can last for many seconds, even minutes. There is a simple, peaceful way to measure the storm's distance. Because light travels so much faster than sound, we see the flash of lightning almost instantly. The sound of thunder, however, travels much more slowly at about 1 mile every 5 seconds. When you see a flash, you can begin to count slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you hear the thunder, then the storm is about a mile away. If you can count to 10, it is 2 miles away. This quiet counting can be a meditative act, a way of connecting yourself to the rhythm of the storm, transforming any sense of apprehension into a simple, calming observation. Each second that passes between the light and the sound is a measure of the space, the cushion of air that lies between you and the heart of the storm. As the storm moves farther away, the thunder becomes even softer, even more gentle. The higher frequency sounds are scattered more easily by the air, leaving only the deep, low-frequency rumbles to complete the long journey. This is why a distant storm doesn't crackle or boom. It murmurs, it groans. It sounds less like an explosion and more like the shifting of something ancient and vast. It becomes a gentle bass note on the horizon, a soft vibration that you might feel in your chest more than you hear with your ears. It is a sound that speaks not of danger, but of distance. It is the storm's long, slow goodbye. This distant rumble has been a source of comfort for countless generations. It is a sound that signals the passing of the storm, the coming of calm. It is the sound of the rain-washed world settling back into stillness. For many, the low, rolling sound of distant thunder is a natural lullaby, a rhythmic, soothing presence that makes the safety and warmth of being indoors feel even more profound. It is a sound that is both powerful and peaceful, a reminder of nature's immense scale, but from a safe and gentle distance. So, as you lie here, imagine a storm on the far horizon. You see a silent flicker of light, a pale sheet of white illuminating the clouds for just a moment. And then you wait in the stillness. You breathe in and out. And then, long seconds later, you hear it. Not a crash, but a soft, low whisper of sound. A gentle rumble that seems to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. It is not a sound to be afraid of. It is the sound of the atmosphere settling back into place. It is the sound of energy transforming into peace. It is the sky itself sighing. Let that sound be a blanket for your mind. Let it be a reminder that even the most powerful events in nature can be softened by distance and by time. The light was the event. The thunder is just its memory arriving late and gently to tell you that the moment has passed and all is well. All is quiet. All is calm. The flash of lightning feels in our memory like a singular event of pure, brilliant white. A tear in the darkness so bright it bleaches the world of color for a moment. But if you have ever watched a storm with patient eyes, you may have noticed that lightning is not always white. Sometimes it glows with a soft ethereal blue. Other times it can be tinged with a delicate violet or a deep dramatic red. And on rare occasions, it can even appear yellow or green. These colors are not an illusion. They are the language of the atmosphere, a story told in light about the air through which the lightning travels. Each hue is a fingerprint revealing the hidden chemistry of the storm. The color we see is determined by what is in the air. The lightning bolt itself, the superheated channel of plasma, is intensely hot, and emits light across the entire spectrum, which our eyes perceive as white. If the air is very clean and dry, with very little moisture or dust, the lightning will appear as that brilliant stark white, a pure expression of its immense energy. This is often the case with winter lightning, which can seem especially sharp and clear in the cold, crisp air. It is the color of lightning in its most raw and unfiltered form. But the atmosphere is rarely empty. It is filled with water, vapor dust, and gases, and each of these ingredients can act as a filter or a prism, changing the color of the light that reaches our eyes. When there is a great deal of moisture in the air, such as during a heavy downpour, the water droplets scatter the light in a particular way. They tend to scatter the shorter wavelengths of light more effectively, which means more blue light is directed toward the observer. The result is a lightning bolt that appears to be a cool electric blue. It is the color of a storm saturated with rain, the light itself tinged with the very water it is bringing to the earth. A blue flash can feel otherworldly, as if the sky itself has turned to sapphire for just a moment. Similarly, when a storm involves hail, the ice crystals can also scatter the light in a way that emphasizes the blue and violet end of the spectrum. A bolt of lightning that flashes through a hailstorm can carry a distinct purple or violet hue. This color comes from the specific interaction of light with the frozen water crystals suspended in the air. Violet lightning is often seen in the most intense thunderstorms, where strong updrafts carry moisture high into the colder regions of the cloud, creating large hailstones. The color is a quiet signal of the storm's vertical power, a majestic purple that speaks of ice and altitude. Perhaps the most dramatic color, however, is red. Lightning can appear red for a couple of reasons. Sometimes it can be due to a large amount of dust or smoke in the air. These larger particles are very good at scattering the blue light, allowing more of the red and orange light to pass through directly to our eyes. This is the same reason why a sunset appears red. The light has to travel through more of the atmosphere, and the blue light is scattered away, leaving the warm, fiery colors behind. Lightning during a forest fire, for instance, can take on a truly apocalyptic red glow as its light passes through the thick haze of smoke. But red lightning can also be a simple effect of distance. When a storm is far away on the horizon, the lightning's light has to travel through a great deal of air to reach you. Just like with a sunset, the air will scatter the shorter, bluer wavelengths, and only the longer, redder wavelengths will make it all the way to your eyes. So, a distant flash that might have been pure white at its source will appear as a soft, silent pulse of red on the horizon. This is often the most peaceful lightning of all. It is lightning without thunder, too far away to be heard. Just a gentle rhythmic blooming of red light, painting the undersides of the distant clouds. It is a sign of a storm that belongs to another part of the world. A storm that is not yours to worry about, but simply to watch with a quiet sense of wonder. Yellow lightning, though less common, can also occur and is often a sign of a high concentration of dust in the air. It is rarer than red, but can happen in storms that pass over dry, arid regions, kicking up large amounts of sand or dirt into the atmosphere. And on very rare occasions, some have even reported seeing green lightning. The physics of this is less understood, but it may be related to the specific concentration of certain gases in the atmosphere, or perhaps an optical effect created by the unique conditions within a particular storm. Each of these colors tells a story. A white flash speaks of purity and intensity. A blue flash speaks of rain and moisture. A violet flash speaks of hail and height. And a red flash speaks of distance dust or the soft filter of a long journey. The storm, through its light, is describing its own character, its own composition. It is painting a self-portrait in the sky, and all we have to do is watch. So, as you settle deeper into rest, imagine yourself in a safe, comfortable place looking out at a distant summer storm. The world around you is still and quiet. You are far enough away that the sound will never reach you. You watch the horizon, and you see a soft pulse of light, a silent flash of deep, warm red. It blooms for a moment, illuminating the towering architecture of a cloud from within, and then it fades. A few moments pass in perfect silence. And then another flash, this time a pale, gentle blue, like a watercolor wash across the sky. You watch as the storm paints its pictures for you, a silent, colorful display on the canvas of the night. Each flash is a different hue, a different mood. And you are simply the observer watching the transient art of the atmosphere. There is no danger. There is no sound. There is only the soft rhythmic glow of the distant light, a colorful silent lullaby gently guiding you towards sleep. We have drifted through the quiet formation of lightning, its sound, and its colors. We have come to see it not as a destructive force, but as a moment of balance, an echo, a painting. But there is another side to Lightning One that is even more gentle, more life-giving. For every flash of lightning that crosses the sky is also an act of creation. It is a cosmic gardener tending to the soil of the earth in a way that no human hand ever could. It does this by performing a quiet chemical miracle. It transforms the very air we breathe into food for the planet. The air around us is nearly 80% nitrogen. It is an essential element for life, a key building block for proteins and DNA. Every plant, every animal, every living thing needs it to survive. But for most organisms, the nitrogen in the atmosphere is completely inaccessible. It exists as two nitrogen atoms bound tightly together, a bond so strong that most living things cannot break it. The world is bathed in an ocean of nitrogen, but it is locked away, unusable. Life is in a sense starving in the midst of plenty. This is where lightning comes in. The incredible heat of a lightning bolt, hotter than the sun's surface, is one of the few things on Earth powerful enough to break that strong bond between nitrogen atoms. For a fraction of a second, inside that brilliant channel of light, the nitrogen molecules in the air are torn apart. Once freed, these nitrogen atoms immediately recombine with oxygen atoms, which are also abundant in the air. They form new molecules, primarily nitrogen oxides. This transformation is instantaneous and invisible. It happens within the flash. A moment of intense heat, and the air itself is changed. The nitrogen that was once locked away is now available. These newly formed nitrogen oxides then mix with the moisture in the cloud with the tiny droplets of water that make up the rain. They dissolve, forming a weak solution of nitric acid. And then, as the rain begins to fall, it carries this precious cargo down to the earth. Imagine the gentle rain that follows a thunderstorm. It is not just water. It is a nourishing tea, a liquid fertilizer brewed in the sky by the fire of lightning. As it soaks into the ground, It delivers this usable nitrogen directly to the roots of plants. Microbes in the soil convert it further into nitrates, the form of nitrogen that plants can most easily absorb. And so the forest floor, the farmer's field, the quiet meadow, all receive a vital dose of nutrients, a gift from the storm. This process is called atmospheric nitrogen fixation, and it is essential for the health of the entire planet. It is estimated that lightning is responsible for creating millions of tons of usable nitrogen around the world every single year. Without it, many ecosystems would be far less fertile, far less vibrant. The towering trees of the rainforest, the golden fields of wheat, the wildflowers blooming in a mountain meadow. All of them depend in part on the quiet, life-giving work of thunderstorms. So, a flash of lightning is not just a discharge of energy. It is an act of profound alchemy. It takes the most common gas in our atmosphere and turns it into the foundation of life. It is the storm, acting as a great gentle farmer, plowing the sky with light and sowing the fields with rain. Each flash is a moment of fertilization, a promise of future growth delivered in a shower of enriched water. Think of it this way. As you lie here, imagine a quiet, thirsty forest. The leaves are dull, the soil is tired. A storm gathers overhead. A flash of lightning silently crosses the sky, not striking the ground, but simply connecting one cloud to another. And in that flash, the air is changed, and then the rain begins to fall. A soft, steady shower. And every drop that touches a leaf, every drop that soaks into the soil carries with it a tiny piece of the lightning's gift. It carries the nitrogen that will allow a new leaf to unfurl a root, to grow deeper, a flower to bloom. The storm is not attacking the forest. It is feeding it. It is nurturing it. It is answering a deep and ancient need. The lightning and the life on the ground are partners in a cycle that has been happening for billions of years. The fire in the sky nourishes the green of the earth. This process also helps to clean the air. The chemical reactions triggered by lightning can help to break down pollutants, and the rain that follows can wash dust and other particles out of the atmosphere. This is why the air so often feels cleaner, fresher, and crisper after a thunderstorm has passed. The storm has not only watered the world, but it has also washed it clean, leaving behind a sense of renewal, a feeling of a fresh start. So, as the idea of the storm settles in your mind, let it be a soothing one. Let the image of lightning be one of creation, not destruction. Picture the flash as a magical key unlocking the potential hidden in the air. Picture the rain as a gentle delivery system carrying that potential down to a waiting world. The storm is a moment of cosmic generosity. It is the universe tending to its garden, and every living thing in its own silent way drinks in the gift and is grateful. The rumble of the thunder is not a roar of anger, but the sound of the watering can being put back in its place, its work done for now. The world is a little greener, a little richer, a little more alive, all thanks to a brief and beautiful spark in the sky. We often imagine lightning as a dramatic connection between the sky and the ground, a vertical spear of light that touches the earth. This is the lightning that captures our attention, the kind that feels most immediate, most powerful. But the vast majority of lightning never reaches the ground at all. It lives its entire fleeting life high in the atmosphere, in the secret world between and within the clouds. This is cloud-to-cloud lightning, and it is a silent, beautiful ballet of light that plays out on a stage we rarely get to see up close. As we learned, a storm cloud is a great battery with a positive charge at its top and a negative charge at its bottom. But often, the world is not made of just one cloud. A storm is a complex, multi-layered system of clouds, all drifting and churning at different altitudes. One cloud might have a negatively charged base, while its neighbor, floating just above or beside it, might have a positively charged top. An immense electrical potential can build not just between the cloud and the ground, but between the clouds themselves. When this tension becomes too great, a flash of lightning will leap across the gap connecting the two clouds. This is intercloud lightning. It is a horizontal bridge of light stretching for miles across the night sky. It does not seek the earth. Its only purpose is to balance the charge between two celestial islands. To watch it is to see the sky having a conversation with itself. A silent flash, a quick and brilliant exchange, and then darkness returns. These flashes often illuminate the clouds from behind, creating a spectacular visual effect. Instead of a single sharp bolt, you see the entire silhouette of a cloud suddenly lit up, its soft, billowing edges traced in brilliant white or pale blue. It is as if a giant lantern has been switched on and off inside the cloud, revealing its vast, complex architecture for just a moment. These are sometimes called sheet lightning because they can light up a huge area of the sky in a diffuse sheet-like glow. There is a profound sense of peace in watching this kind of lightning because it happens so high in the atmosphere and so far away. The thunder it produces is often too faint to be heard, or it arrives as just a low, gentle murmur long after the flash has faded. It is a purely visual experience, a silent fireworks display put on by nature. There is no sense of danger, only a feeling of awe at the beauty and scale of the event. You can lie back and watch as entire cloudscapes are painted with light, one after another, in a slow, rhythmic pulse. A flash on the left. A moment of darkness. A flash on the right. Each one revealing a new shape, a new texture in the ever-shifting canvas of the storm. Even more common than lightning between two clouds is lightning within a single cloud. This is called intra-cloud lightning. It happens when the charge difference between the positive top and the negative bottom of the same cloud becomes too great. A bolt will flash up or down through the body of the cloud, a vertical spark that lives and dies entirely within its misty walls. This is the most common type of lightning on Earth, accounting for the vast majority of all flashes. And yet, it is the one we are least aware of. From the ground, we might see it only as a brief, muffled flicker, a subtle brightening of the cloud, as if a star had blinked on and off within it. But from the perspective of an airplane flying above the storm, intra-cloud lightning is a stunning sight. It is a network of brilliant branching sparks like a nervous system firing within the cloud, a visible sign of the immense energy churning inside. Imagine floating in the quiet dark air, high above a thunderstorm. Below you is a vast rolling sea of white and gray clouds. And every few seconds, a part of that sea flashes with an internal light. A web of brilliant white lines appears for a fraction of a second, illuminating the canyons and mountains of the cloud top from within, and then vanishes. There is no sound up here, only the silent rhythmic heartbeat of the storm below. It is a vision of pure energy, contained and beautiful, a private show that the sky puts on for itself. These silent celestial flashes are not just beautiful, they play a vital role in the life of the storm. They help to redistribute charge to keep the storm's electrical engine running. They are part of the constant dynamic process of balancing and releasing energy that defines a thunderstorm. And they are a reminder that the most dramatic action is not always the one that makes the most noise or touches our world directly. The greatest power, the greatest activity, is often hidden from view, happening in a realm that is not our own. So, as you continue to drift toward sleep, let your mind float up high above the ground. Leave the earth behind and imagine yourself suspended in the clear, cool air of the upper atmosphere. Below you, a storm is passing, but you are far above it, safe and serene. You watch as flashes of light ripple through the cloud tops, silent, soft, and rhythmic. A pulse of white here, a flicker of blue there. The clouds glow and fade, like great sleeping creatures dreaming in light. There is no thunder here. There is no wind. There is only the vast, silent darkness of the night sky and the gentle, rhythmic light of the storm below. Let each flash be a soft, soothing pulse, a visual lullaby. Let it be a reminder that even in a storm, there is a deep and profound silence, a quiet beauty that exists far from the world of noise and hurry. You are floating in that silence now, watching the silent dancers in the clouds, and all is well. It is easy to think of a thunderstorm as a local event, a self-contained drama of wind, rain, and light that unfolds over a single town or a patch of forest. But in truth, every single flash of lightning, no matter where it occurs, is part of something far, far larger. It is a single beat in the rhythmic pulse of a global electrical circuit that continuously flows around our entire planet. The Earth itself is a living battery, and lightning is the quiet, steady hand that keeps it charged. High above the atmosphere, beginning about 50 miles up, is a layer of charged particles called the ionosphere. This layer, energized by the sun's radiation, is highly conductive. The surface of the Earth is also conductive, and between these two layers, the ground below and the ionosphere above is the air we live in, which acts as a natural insulator. This creates a giant spherical capacitor with the Earth's surface holding a negative charge and the ionosphere holding a positive one. There is a constant gentle flow of current between these two layers, a quiet leakage of charge that happens all over the world, even in clear sunny weather. This is known as the fair weather current. If this were the only process happening, the electrical difference between the ground and the sky would disappear in a matter of minutes. The planet's battery would run down and the global circuit would fall silent. But it does not. The charge is continuously replenished, and the primary mechanism for that replenishment is the thunderstorm. All around the world, at any given moment, there are an estimated 2,000 thunderstorms in progress. From the Amazon rainforest to the plains of North America, From the heart of Africa to the islands of Southeast Asia, storms are constantly churning. And within each of these storms, lightning is flashing. As we have learned, most lightning flashes carry a negative charge from the cloud down to the earth, or they move positive charge upwards. The effect is the same. Thunderstorms are constantly pumping negative charge into the ground and sending positive charge up towards the ionosphere. They are the great generators in the global circuit, the power stations that keep the planet's battery charged. The thousands of storms happening around the world all work together, their combined electrical output maintaining the delicate balance of the planet's atmosphere. So that single flash of lightning you might imagine is not an isolated event. It is a contribution. It is one note in a global symphony. It is a tiny but essential part of a system that connects the entire planet. The lightning in a storm over a quiet, sleeping ocean is helping to maintain the electrical field in the air above a bustling city on the other side of the world. The flash over a remote, unpopulated mountain range is part of the same system that allows the fair weather current to flow through the air in your own backyard. This constant global hum of electrical energy is sometimes called the Schumann resonance. It is a set of peak frequencies in the planet's electromagnetic spectrum, a kind of natural vibration of the Earth ionosphere cavity. These frequencies are incredibly low, far below human hearing, but they are always present, a steady planetary heartbeat generated by the continuous activity of global thunderstorms. Some have even poetically referred to it as the Earth's own brainwaves. It is the background rhythm of our world, the sum total of all the lightning flashing all the time, everywhere. To think of it this way is to feel a profound sense of connection. As you lie here in your own quiet corner of the world, remember that you are part of this circuit. The air around you, the ground beneath you, the sky above you all are part of this vast, invisible flow of energy. And the engine that drives it all is the thunderstorm. Imagine you can zoom out from your room, from your town, from your country, until you can see the entire planet hanging in the darkness of space. It is a beautiful blue and white marble. And as you watch, you begin to see tiny silent flickers of light on the night side of the planet. A flash over Central Africa, a ripple of light across the South Pacific, a cluster of storms glowing over the Amazon basin. From this distance, they are not frightening. They are beautiful. They are like fireflies scattered across the dark face of the earth, blinking on and off in a random yet coordinated rhythm. You realize you are watching the planet breathe. You are watching its global heartbeat. Each flicker is a single thunderstorm, doing its part, contributing its energy to the whole. And the combined effect of all these distant, silent flashes is what creates the stable, gentle electrical field that envelops the entire globe. It is a system of perfect, self-regulating balance. The constant leakage of the fair weather current is perfectly matched by the constant recharging from the world's thunderstorms. This global circuit does more than just exist. It may even influence life itself. Some scientists speculate that living organisms, including humans, may be subtly attuned to the Earth's natural electromagnetic fields, like the Schumann resonance. While the science is still young, it is a beautiful thought that our own biological rhythms might be in some small way connected to the rhythmic pulse of the planet's lightning. So let this idea be a source of deep calming comfort. The world is not chaotic. It is a finely tuned system. And the storm, which can sometimes feel so disruptive and random, is actually one of the key regulators of that system. It is an agent of stability, a force for balance. The lightning flash is not an interruption of the peace. It is the very thing that helps maintain a deeper planetary peace. It is a single beat in the quiet, steady, and eternal heartbeat of the earth. And you are here, resting safely within that gentle, rhythmic field, a part of the great, silent electrical song of the world. We have explored the lightning, we know, the brilliant flashes that bridge the sky and ground, and the silent dances that illuminate the clouds. We have learned of their colors, their sounds, and their life-giving gifts. But there is another kind of lightning, a phenomenon so strange, so rare, and so mysterious that for centuries it was considered little more than a myth or a hallucination. It is known as ball lightning, and it behaves like nothing else on Earth. It is not a violent flash, but a quiet, wandering glow, a gentle and perplexing mystery that drifts at the very edge of our understanding. Imagine sitting in your home during a thunderstorm. The rain is falling steadily outside. You see a flash of lightning, hear a distant rumble of thunder, and then something extraordinary happens. A glowing sphere of light, perhaps the size of a grapefruit or a beach ball, appears in the room. It has not come through the window or the door. It simply seems to materialize out of thin air. It hovers silent and weightless, drifting slowly across the room. It might glow with a soft white, a warm orange, or an electric blue light. There is no heat coming from it. There is no sound. It moves with a strange, dreamlike purpose, sometimes following the walls, sometimes drifting through the center of the space. It may last for only a few seconds, or perhaps as long as a minute, and then, just as mysteriously as it appeared, it vanishes. It might fade away silently, or it might pop with a soft, surprising sound, leaving behind a faint smell of ozone or sulfur. This is a typical account of an encounter with ball lightning. For hundreds of years, such stories were told by sailors, farmers, and pilots. But they were dismissed by scientists as tricks of the eye, optical illusions caused by staring at a bright flash of lightning, or perhaps simple exaggerations. There were no photographs, no physical evidence, only the disbelieving accounts of witnesses. But in recent decades, with thousands of credible sightings from around the world, and even a few accidental scientific recordings, the scientific community has come to accept that ball lightning, whatever it is a real phenomenon. What makes it so deeply mysterious is that it seems to defy the known laws of physics. Lightning as we know it is a rapid discharge of electricity, a flow of current that lasts for a fraction of a second. But ball lightning persists. It holds its shape and its energy for many seconds contained within a stable, glowing sphere. It appears to have very little mass floating and drifting on air currents, yet it can pass through solid objects like glass windows or walls without leaving a mark, suggesting it is not made of ordinary matter. Scientists have proposed dozens of theories to explain it, but none has been universally accepted. One idea is that it is a sphere of plasma, a kind of superheated ionized gas held together by its own magnetic fields, a kind of miniature self-contained star. But it is difficult to explain how such a plasma sphere could remain stable for so long without an external power source. Another intriguing theory, born from a laboratory accident, suggests that ball lightning could be made of vaporized silicon. When lightning strikes the ground, it can vaporize the silica in the soil. This cloud of silicon nanoparticles could then react with the air, oxidizing slowly and releasing energy in the form of light and heat. In the lab, scientists were able to create small glowing bouncing balls of silicon vapor that behaved in a way remarkably similar to some ball lightning accounts. They floated, they glowed, and they left behind a fine web-like dust of silica. This theory is compelling because it connects the phenomenon to a common element in the Earth's crust. Other theories are even more exotic. Some suggest it could be a pocket of microwaves trapped inside a sphere of plasma, or a highly organized vortex of electrically charged air, or even a tiny stable black hole left over from the Big Bang, though this last idea is considered extremely unlikely. The truth is, we simply do not know. Ball lightning remains one of the last great, unexplained natural phenomena. It is a puzzle that nature has presented to us, a quiet and gentle riddle that has so far resisted all of our attempts to solve it. What is so deeply relaxing about the idea of ball lightning is its gentle, almost curious nature. Unlike the awesome power of a lightning bolt, ball lightning is described as being calm, quiet, and slow. It does not crash or explode with violence. It drifts, it floats, it observes. Witnesses often report feeling not fear, but a profound sense of wonder and awe, as if they have been visited by something from another world. It is a phenomenon that asks nothing of us but to watch. So as you lie here wrapped in stillness, allow your mind to drift with this gentle mystery. Imagine a soft, glowing ball of light appearing in the corner of your vision. It is not frightening. It is warm and beautiful. It drifts silently through the space around you, a perfect sphere of orange or blue light, moving with a slow, hypnotic grace. It is a visitor from the heart of the storm, but it carries none of the storm's power. It carries only its light contained and peaceful. You watch it as it floats by, a silent, luminous question mark, and you feel a sense of calm, a sense of wonder at the idea that the universe still holds such quiet and beautiful secrets. The world is not always what it seems. There are things that move between the known and the unknown, things that float at the edge of explanation. Ball lightning is one of those things. It is a dreamlike visitor, a wandering glow, a perfect and fleeting sphere of mystery. Let the image of it be a soft, gentle light in your mind, a calming presence that reminds you that some questions are beautiful, not because we have the answer, but because we do not. And in that not knowing, there is a deep and peaceful surrender. A flash of lightning is the very definition of a fleeting moment. It exists for a fraction of a second, a brilliant transient event that vanishes as quickly as it appears, leaving behind only the memory of its light and the fading rumble of its sound. But sometimes, when lightning touches the earth in just the right way, it leaves behind something permanent, something solid and beautiful. It creates a fossil of its own energy, a piece of glass art sculpted in an instant by the storm. This delicate and strange creation is called a fulgurite, from the Latin word for lightning fulgure. It is petrified lightning, a tangible memory of a flash that happened long ago. Fulgurites are formed when a bolt of lightning strikes sandy soil or certain types of rock. The intense heat of the lightning channel, hotter than the surface of the sun, instantly melts the silica in the sand. As the energy discharges into the ground, it follows a branching path, just like the stepped leader in the sky, and the molten sand cools almost as quickly as it melted. The result is a hollow branching tube of glass, a perfect three-dimensional cast of the lightning's path through the ground. To find a fulgurite is a rare and special thing. On the surface, you might only see a small glassy lump, the point where the lightning entered the earth. But if you were to carefully excavate the sand around it, you would uncover a delicate, intricate structure that can stretch for many feet underground. The outside of the fulgurite is often rough-coated with the sand that was heated but not fully melted. But the inside is a different world. The interior surface is perfectly smooth, a glossy, glassy lining that can be as clear as a window pane or colored with the minerals from the surrounding soil. Imagine holding one in your hand. It is incredibly lightweight, fragile, and hollow. It feels like a piece of coral or the delicate skeleton of some strange unknown creature. As you turn it over, you can see the branching patterns, the tiny offshoots and dead ends, a perfect map of the energy's chaotic, beautiful journey through the earth. You are holding the physical shape of an event that lasted less than a second. You are holding a frozen moment of immense power. These lightning stones come in many forms. In pure quartz sand, they can be a beautiful, translucent white. In other soils, they can be colored gray-black or even green by the minerals they have absorbed. Each fulgurite is unique, a one-of-a-kind sculpture created by a specific flash of lightning in a specific place at a specific time. No two are ever alike. For centuries, before their scientific origin was understood, fulgurites were objects of myth and superstition. They were known as thunderstones or elf arrows and were believed to have magical properties. People thought they were projectiles thrown by gods or spirits, and they were often kept as protective talismans. There was a sense that they were objects that did not belong to the ordinary world, that they were pieces of the sky that had fallen to the earth. And in a way, they were right. A fulgurite is a collaboration between the sky and the earth. It is the result of atmospheric energy and terrestrial matter meeting in a single creative instant. The process of their creation is a beautiful paradox. An event of unimaginable speed and heat creates something so delicate and permanent. A force that can split a tree in half also has the finesse to create a hollow glass tube no thicker than a pencil. It is a reminder that great power can also be a creative force, a sculptor's tool. So, as you continue to relax, let your mind drift to a quiet, windswept beach. The sand is warm and soft. A summer storm has just passed and the air is clean and cool. You are walking along the shore and you notice something glinting in the sand. You kneel down and gently brush the sand away. You uncover a strange, branching shape. It is a fulgurite. You carefully lift it from its sandy bed. It is light as a feather, and the sunlight shines through its glassy walls. You trace its delicate, root-like structure with your finger, imagining the incredible flash of light that gave it birth. You are holding a piece of the storm, a memory of the thunder, a solid echo of the light. It is a quiet, beautiful object, a piece of natural art that holds within its fragile form the story of a single, powerful moment. There is no danger in it now. The energy is long gone. All that remains is the beautiful, silent shape it left behind. Let the image of this lightning stone be a calming one. It is proof that even the most powerful and fleeting events can create something lasting and beautiful. It is a symbol of transformation, of how energy can be captured and turned into form. And it is a reminder that the world is full of hidden treasures, quiet secret works of art, waiting patiently beneath the surface to be discovered. The storm passes, but sometimes it leaves a piece of its magic behind for us to find, to wonder at, and to hold gently in our hands. There are few forces in nature as powerful and awe-inspiring as a volcanic eruption, a mountain breathing fire, and ash reshaping the very landscape around it. But within some of these incredible events, an even more spectacular phenomenon can occur. Two of nature's most powerful forces, the fire of the earth and the fire of the sky, can meet and merge. When a volcano erupts with enough force, it can generate its own lightning storm, a chaotic, beautiful display of light and ash known as a dirty thunderstorm. It is one of the most sublime and primal sights our planet has to offer. The creation of volcanic lightning is a story of friction and separation. As the volcano erupts, it blasts a colossal plume of ash rock fragments and gases high into the atmosphere. This plume is not a gentle cloud of smoke. It is a turbulent, churning mass of particles moving at incredible speeds. Within this chaotic environment, the tiny particles of ash and rock are in constant collision. They rub against each other, they crash into one another, they are torn apart and ground down. And just like the ice crystals in a normal storm cloud, these collisions strip electrons from the particles, generating enormous amounts of static electricity. The smaller, lighter ash particles tend to gain a positive charge and are carried higher into the plume. The larger, heavier particles gain a negative charge and linger in the lower parts of the column. In a matter of minutes, the volcanic plume becomes a giant self-generating battery, just like a thundercloud, but made not of water and ice, but of rock and fire. The charge separation can be even more intense than in a regular storm, fueled by the incredible energy of the eruption. When the electrical tension within the plume becomes too great, lightning flashes. These bolts can be entirely contained within the ash cloud, illuminating the swirling dark mass from within with strobing flashes of brilliant light. Or they can connect the plume to the ground, spectacular bolts branching through the ash-filled sky, their light stark and dramatic against the dark, roiling backdrop of the eruption. To witness a dirty thunderstorm is to see something that feels ancient, primordial. It is a vision from the early days of our planet, a time when the earth was still hot and volatile, a world of fire and rock. The sight is both terrifying and beautiful. The dark, billowing cloud of ash, a symbol of destruction, is suddenly filled with a delicate branching web of pure white light. It is a clash of opposites, darkness and light, creation and destruction, all happening at the same moment. The lightning in a volcanic plume can look different from normal lightning. It is often shorter, more frequent, and can appear more jagged as it carves its path through the dense, particle-rich air. The colors can be extraordinary. The light filtered through the brown and gray of the ash, creating an eerie, otherworldly glow. Scientists study volcanic lightning, not just for its beauty, but for the information it provides. By monitoring the frequency and intensity of the flashes, researchers can gain insights into the eruption itself. An increase in lightning activity might signal an increase in the amount of ash being ejected or a change in the eruption's intensity. The lightning acts as a remote diagnostic tool, a way to read the pulse of the volcano from a safe distance. Special antennas can detect the radio waves produced by the flashes, allowing scientists to map the storm within the plume, even when it is obscured by thick clouds. So, as you continue to drift in this quiet space, let your mind travel to a remote volcanic island, somewhere in a distant sea. You are at a safe distance watching from a quiet shoreline as a mountain across the water awakens. A great dark plume of ash rises into the sky, slow and majestic. It billows upward, spreading out against the stars. And then, within that darkness, you see a flicker. A silent, brilliant flash of white. A delicate branching tree of light appears for a moment, illuminating the swirling textures of the ash cloud, and then vanishes. Another flash follows, and then another. You are watching the earth create its own weather. You are watching a mountain generate its own storm. There is no rain here. There is no water. There is only the friction of rock on rock. The breath of the deep earth made visible in sparks of celestial fire. The sight is not violent from your perspective. It is a slow, majestic, and silent display. A dance of geological and atmospheric forces. It is a reminder that the processes that create lightning are universal. They are about separation, tension, and release. And they can happen not just in a gentle rain cloud, but in the fiery heart of an erupting volcano. Let the image be one of awe, not fear. It is the image of the planet's own immense energy, expressing itself in a language of both shadow and light. A dirty thunderstorm is the Earth's own poetry, written in fire on a page of ash. We have explored the many forms of lightning on our own world, from the gentle rains of nitrogen to the fiery breath of volcanoes. It is easy to think of lightning as a uniquely terrestrial phenomenon, a part of the familiar drama of Earth's weather. But our planet is not the only place in the solar system where storms rage and skies flash with light. As we look out into the cosmos, we find that lightning is a universal language spoken in the atmospheres of other worlds, some of them far larger and more powerful than our own. So let us drift away from Earth now, on a quiet, gentle journey across the solar system to witness the storms of the giants. Our first stop is Jupiter, the king of planets. A colossal ball of gas and liquid, more massive than all the other planets combined. Jupiter's atmosphere is a turbulent, swirling masterpiece of clouds, belts, and zones, whipped by winds that rage at hundreds of miles per hour. And within this chaotic atmosphere, there are lightning storms of unimaginable scale and power. Spacecraft like Voyager, Galileo, and Juno have all detected lightning on Jupiter, but it is not like the lightning we know. On Earth, lightning is most common near the equator. On Jupiter, it seems to be more concentrated near the poles. And while our lightning forms in clouds of water, Jupiter's lightning is thought to originate in clouds made of a water and ammonia mixture deep within the planet's atmosphere. The flashes themselves are immense. A single Jovian lightning bolt can be hundreds of times more powerful than a typical bolt on Earth. They are not the delicate branching sparks we see, but colossal discharges of energy that light up vast regions of the deep, dark clouds. The Juno spacecraft, as it orbits close to Jupiter, has been able to hear the radio signals produced by these flashes, a form of static known as whistlers. And these signals tell a story of a world that is electrically alive, constantly crackling with energy. Imagine floating in the upper atmosphere of Jupiter, a silent observer in the cold, dark haze. Below you, the clouds are a swirling tapestry of orange, brown, and white. Suddenly, a region deep below you flashes with a brilliant blue-white light. The flash is so intense that it illuminates layers of clouds that are miles thick, revealing the incredible depth and complexity of the Jovian atmosphere for just a moment. There is no sound that reaches you here, only the silent, powerful, and rhythmic flashing of a storm that could swallow our entire planet. The lightning of Jupiter is a testament to the sheer scale of the outer solar system, where everything is bigger, more powerful, and more extreme. From Jupiter, we drift outward to the beautiful ringed planet of Saturn. Saturn, too, has lightning. Its storms are not as frequent as Jupiter's, but when they do occur, they can be truly monumental. Every few decades, a colossal storm system, sometimes called a Great White Spot, will erupt in Saturn's atmosphere and encircle the entire planet. These storms can last for months, and within them, lightning flashes with incredible frequency, sometimes more than 10 times per second. The Cassini spacecraft detected the powerful radio signals from these storms, confirming that Saturn's lightning is like Jupiter's, far more powerful than Earth's. Interestingly, the lightning on Saturn does not seem to produce as much visible light, or at least it is often hidden deep within the thick cloud layers. So, we might not see the brilliant flashes as clearly, but we can hear their radio signature, a constant crackle of static that tells us of the immense energy being released far below. It is a storm that whispers its power in a language of radio waves, a hidden tempest in a sea of pale yellow clouds. What about the other giants? The ice giants, Uranus and Neptune, are more mysterious. Voyager 2 detected signs of lightning on Neptune, faint radio signals, and visible flashes in the dark windswept atmosphere. And while there is no direct confirmation of lightning on Uranus, its atmosphere is similar enough to Neptune's that most scientists believe it must exist there as well. A cold, distant spark in a pale blue world. And what of the rocky worlds? Venus, with its thick sulfuric acid clouds, is a prime candidate for lightning. And several space probes have detected signals that are consistent with electrical discharges. A lightning storm on Venus would be a truly alien sight. Flashes of light in a sky of thick yellow corrosive clouds under a pressure that would crush a human. Mars, with its thin cold atmosphere, is less likely to have lightning. But scientists have detected small electrical discharges in Martian dust storms, a kind of dry static spark created by the friction of swirling dust particles. Each of these worlds tells us something new about lightning. It teaches us that lightning is not just about water clouds and the ground. It is a fundamental process of atmospheric physics. It can be born from ammonia and water, from sulfuric acid, or from simple dust. It can be a small, faint spark, or a colossal bolt of unimaginable power. It is a process that happens wherever there is an atmosphere with motion friction and the potential for charge separation. So, as you lie here on the cusp of sleep, let your mind expand beyond our own blue sky. Imagine the silent, powerful flashes deep within the clouds of Jupiter. Imagine the radio crackle of a hidden storm on Saturn. Imagine the faint, lonely spark in the cold, dark atmosphere of Neptune. You are not just on Earth. You are in a solar system that is electrically alive. The universe is filled with storms, with light, with the quiet universal language of energy and release. And knowing this can bring a sense of connection, a sense of belonging to something vast and varied and beautiful. The gentle storm of your own breathing is in its own small way a part of that same cosmic dance. For as long as humans have looked up at the sky, we have watched the storm with a mixture of fear and wonder. And at the heart of that storm, the sudden brilliant flash of lightning has always held a special power over our imagination. Before we had the language of science of electrons and plasma channels, we had the language of myth, of stories, of gods and spirits. For our ancient ancestors, lightning was not an atmospheric phenomenon. It was a message, a tool, the very finger of the divine touching the earth with fire. To understand lightning, they told stories, and these stories reveal a deep and universal human response to this beautiful and powerful force of nature. Let us drift back in time now on the slow, quiet currents of memory and listen to the whispers of these ancient myths. In the mountains of ancient Greece, the people looked up at the storm clouds gathering over Mount Olympus, and they saw the work of Zeus, the king of the gods. For them, the thunder was his voice, and the lightning was his weapon. The mighty thunderbolt forged for him by the Cyclopes in the fiery heart of a volcano. When Zeus was angry, he would hurl his bolts down upon the earth, a sign of his displeasure. But lightning was not only a weapon of anger, it was also a symbol of his power, his authority, and his role as the bringer of justice. A place struck by lightning was considered sacred, marked by the god himself. To stand in the presence of a thunderstorm was to stand in the presence of Zeus, to feel the raw, untamable power of the cosmos personified in a single, powerful deity. Far to the north, in the cold lands of Scandinavia, the Vikings saw the storm, and they thought of Thor, the god of thunder. They pictured him riding across the sky in his goat-drawn chariot, his mighty hammer Mjolnir held high. The rumble of thunder was the sound of his chariot's wheels, and the flash of lightning was the spark that flew when he swung his hammer, striking down giants and protecting the world of mortals. For the Norse people, Thor was a protector, a champion of order against the forces of chaos. The storm was not a thing to be feared, but a sign that their guardian was at work. The lightning was a symbol of strength, courage, and the protective power of the divine. Across the ocean, on the vast plains of North America, many Native American tribes told stories of the Thunderbird, a powerful spirit in the form of a giant bird. The beating of its immense wings created the sound of thunder, and the flashing of its eyes created the lightning. The Thunderbird was a powerful and often respected spirit, a bringer of rain and a symbol of power. The lightning was its gaze, a moment of direct connection between the spirit world and the natural world. The stories varied from tribe to tribe, but the sense of a powerful living presence in the storm was a common thread, a way of seeing the weather not as a random event, but as the action of a great and mysterious being. In Hindu mythology, the king of the gods, Indra, wields a lightning bolt called the Vajra. It is a symbol of both power and indestructibility, a weapon that can cut through any obstacle. In Shintoism, in Japan, the god of lightning is Raijin, who creates storms by beating on his drums. In Slavic mythology, the highest god Perun rules the sky, and his weapon is the axe, which he throws as lightning. What all of these stories share is a sense of awe. They are all attempts to give a face a name, a story to a force that seemed beyond human comprehension. Lightning was too fast, too bright, too powerful to be just a natural event. It had to have intention. It had to have meaning. It was the work of something greater. These myths were not just simple explanations. They were a way of building a relationship with the natural world, of finding a place for humanity within the grand and sometimes terrifying drama of the cosmos. These stories also reveal a dual nature that people have always sensed in lightning. It is both creative and destructive. It is the fire that can burn a tree, but it is also the rain bringer that nourishes the crops. It is the anger of a god, but also the protective strike of a guardian. It is the symbol of terrifying power, but also the sacred mark that makes a piece of ground holy. Our ancestors understood this paradox intuitively. They knew that the storm was a force of both endings and beginnings. Even today, in our scientific age, we carry the echoes of these myths within us. Our language is filled with them. A sudden, brilliant idea is a brainstorm or a bolt of inspiration. A fast athlete runs like lightning. We still feel a sense of awe, a small shiver of something ancient and powerful when we watch a thunderstorm. We may know about charge separation and stepped leaders, but our deeper, older minds still remember the stories of gods and spirits. So, as you lie here on the edge of sleep, let yourself feel that ancient sense of wonder. Imagine yourself as a small child listening to an elder tell a story by the light of a fire as a storm rumbles far away. The story is not about physics. It is about a great bird, or a mighty hammer, or a king on a mountain throne. The story turns the storm from something to be feared into something to be understood, to be respected, to be a part of. The myth is a gentle blanket for the mind, a way of making sense of the great mysteries. The lightning flash is not just plasma. It is a story written in the sky in a language that all of humanity across all of time has tried to read. And in those stories, there is a deep and quiet comfort. The comfort of knowing that we are not the first to look up at the sky and wonder, the storm has passed. The last distant rumble of thunder has faded into silence. The final, faint flicker of lightning on the horizon has gone, leaving the night sky to the quiet, steady light of the stars. The world, which was, for a time, filled with the drama of wind and water and light, now settles into a profound and beautiful calm. And in this calm, a new sensory experience emerges. It is the scent of the world after the rain, an aroma that is clean and earthy and full of life. It is the perfume of renewal, and lightning has played a quiet, essential role in its creation. As you breathe in the air after a thunderstorm, you might notice a sharp, clean, almost metallic scent. This is the smell of ozone. Ozone is a molecule made of 3 oxygen atoms, and it is created by the intense energy of a lightning bolt. As the lightning flashes, its energy tears apart the normal 2-atom oxygen molecules in the air. Some of these separated atoms then recombine into the 3-atom form of ozone. Ozone is a powerful and unstable molecule. It doesn't last long in the lower atmosphere, but while it does, it has a distinct and recognizable scent. It is the same smell you might notice near an old electric motor or a copy machine. It is the scent of high energy. But after a storm, it is not the smell of a machine. It is the smell of the atmosphere itself, energized and changed. It is the lingering ghost of the lightning's fire, a sharp, clean note in the air that signals that the storm was here and that it was powerful. For many people, this scent is deeply linked to the feeling of cleanliness and a fresh start. It is the smell of the air having been washed, not just by water, but by fire. But there is another deeper, more complex scent that rises from the earth after the rain. It is a smell that is beloved by so many, a fragrance that can evoke powerful memories and a deep sense of peace. It is the smell of the earth itself awakened by the water. This scent has a beautiful name, petrichor. It comes from the Greek words for stone and the fluid that flows in the veins of the gods. Petrichor is not the smell of the water itself. It is the smell of a collaboration between the earth and the rain. During long dry periods, certain plants secrete oils that accumulate on surfaces like rocks and soil. At the same time, a group of soil-dwelling bacteria called actinomycetes produce a compound called geosmin. When raindrops hit the dry ground, they trap tiny air bubbles. These bubbles then shoot upward, bursting from the droplet in a fine aerosol, carrying with them the plant oils and the geosmin. This fragrant aerosol then floats on the air, carried on the breeze for us to breathe in. The human nose is incredibly sensitive to geosmin. We can detect it at concentrations as low as a few parts per trillion. This sensitivity may be an evolutionary inheritance. For our ancestors, the smell of rain on dry earth was a powerful and hopeful signal. It meant the end of a drought. It meant that water was here, that plants would grow, that life would continue. The smell of petrichor is the smell of survival. It is the smell of life being renewed. And so the air after a storm is a complex and beautiful perfume with two main notes: the sharp, clean high note of ozone, a gift from the lightning in the sky, and the deep, earthy, rich bass note of petrichor, a gift from the patient life in the soil. Together, they create an aroma that is at once energizing and calming, clean and earthy, celestial and terrestrial. It is the scent of the world in perfect balance, having just received the two things it needs most: energy and water. As you lie here, let your senses drift into this post-storm world. Imagine you are standing by an open window. The rain has just stopped. The world outside is dark and glistening. The leaves of the trees are heavy with water, and the streetlights reflect in the puddles on the ground. You take a deep breath. You can smell the sharp, clean tang of the ozone, the memory of the lightning. It feels crisp and clarifying, and beneath it, you can smell the deep, rich, loamy scent of the petrichor rising from the damp earth. The gardens, the parks. It is a smell that feels like coming home. It is a smell of profound peace and contentment. Every creature around you is sharing in this moment of renewal. The birds are beginning to sing their quiet post-rain songs. The earthworms are moving through the softened soil. The leaves are dripping their excess water back to the ground. The world is taking a long, slow, contented breath. And you are a part of it. Your own breath is in rhythm with the breathing of the world. The storm, which might have felt chaotic, has left behind a gift. It has left behind a world that is cleaner, quieter, and more alive. The lightning was the event, but the calm that follows is the purpose. It is in this quiet aftermath that the real magic happens. The nitrogen from the lightning soaks into the soil. The seeds begin to stir. The world drinks deeply. The story of the storm is not about the noise and the light. It is about the deep, nourishing peace that it leaves in its wake. Let that peace settle into your own body, into your own mind. Let the scent of the rain-washed world be a gentle, soothing balm, washing away the dust of the day and leaving you ready for a deep and restorative rest. And so our long, quiet journey through the world of lightning comes to a gentle end. We have drifted from the heart of a cloud to the storms of other planets to the very scent of the air after the rain has passed. We have learned to see the flash not as an interruption, but as a connection. We have learned to hear the thunder not as a crash, but as a whisper. We have found life and art and history in a phenomenon that lasts for only a fraction of a second. And perhaps what we have discovered in the end is that the story of lightning is really a story about stillness. It is about the long, quiet gathering of tension and the deep, profound peace that follows its release. The flash itself is just the moment of transition, the bridge between two states of quiet. It is the brilliant, beautiful punctuation mark in a long, slow sentence. Life itself can feel like this. There are moments of intense energy, of brilliant light, of sudden change. But these moments are rare. Most of life is the quiet time in between. It is the slow gathering of strength, the patient waiting, the gentle day-to-day rhythm of existence. And then, when the time is right, a flash of insight, of creativity, of connection can occur. And in the aftermath of that flash, we are changed, and the world settles into a new kind of peace. To understand lightning is to understand that balance is not a static state. It is a dynamic process. It is a constant dance of gathering and releasing of tension and resolution. The storm is not a flaw in the system. It is the system correcting itself, finding its way back to equilibrium. And there is a deep and soothing comfort in that. It means that even in times of turbulence, of noise, of flashing light, the universe is not falling apart. It is simply finding its balance. As you lie here now, let your own mind find its balance. Let the thoughts of the day, the tensions, the unresolved questions be like the charges gathering in a cloud. You do not need to fight them. You do not need to force them away. Simply allow them to be. And then imagine a single silent flash of light, a moment of release. And in the aftermath of that flash, feel a deep and profound stillness settle over you. The storm of the day has passed. The air is clean. The world is quiet. All that is left is the gentle, steady rhythm of your own breathing. Each breath in a slow gathering. Each breath out a gentle release. You are your own quiet storm, finding your own perfect equilibrium. You are a part of this great cosmic dance of energy and stillness. The same nitrogen that the lightning frees from the air is in the very fabric of your being. The same electrical impulses that fire in a lightning bolt are in their own small biological way, the same sparks that carry thoughts through your mind. You are connected to this story. You are not just an observer of the storm. You are a part of it, and it is a part of you. Let the final image in your mind be a simple one. A vast, dark, quiet field under a starry sky. Far away, on the very edge of the horizon, a single silent flash of lightning blooms for a moment and then fades. It is too far away to be heard. It is too far away to be a threat. It is simply beautiful, a quiet reminder of the power and the peace that coexist in this universe. It is a final, gentle pulse of light, a soft good night from the world itself. Thank you for drifting along on this journey with me tonight. The universe is filled with wonders, some of them loud and bright, and some of them as quiet as the space between the stars. I hope that by exploring them together, we have found a little more peace, a little more stillness, and a clear, gentle path toward sleep. Rest now. You have traveled far through clouds and myths and distant worlds. There is nowhere else you need to be. The night is quiet. The storm is over. And all that remains is a deep and peaceful rest. Sleep well, and may your dreams be filled with a quiet and beautiful light. Good night.